Shackel, we've spoken to before. He's the teenage founder of Nuclear for Australia. He's in America at the moment. He's just been in the Diablo nuclear power reactor in California, and he's on a bit of a campaign at the moment. I thought we'd check in with him to the United States of America. Will, g'day.
Morning, Ben. How are you?
Good. You still alive after being in the nuclear power plant?
I am, surprisingly. I'm even at my second one at the moment at the MIT research reactor, and I've survived that as well. So I guess that's two reactors visited and survived, even though they're very risky, according to our Energy Minister, Chris Bowen.
Oh, I love what you've been doing with fishing. Tell everyone what you've been doing catching fish near some of these nuclear power plants.
Well, look, on Monday I was at the Diablo Canyon Power Plant, which is the last remaining nuclear power plant in California. And since our politicians have been telling us in Australia that outside nuclear reactors are three-eyed fish, I thought, I'm not much of a fisher, but I'd love to see a three-eyed fish. I thought that'd be pretty unique. So, I came across the Pacific, got a fishing boat organised, and we went out to fish outside the reactor. And it was an incredible fishing day. We put the reel in, and I tell you what, the fish kept on coming. But unfortunately, each one of them had two eyes. So unfortunately, it was a very unsuccessful trip in terms of the intended objective to catch three-eyed fish. But I guess it was pretty conclusive for me that nuclear is safe after all. And I think what was really interesting on that trip is it wasn't only fish that I was seeing, but there's hundreds of sea lions. Then when I got to actually tour the Diablo Canyon power plant itself, there were sea lions right outside the power plant. And I checked those, they had two eyes. So I think it really just goes to show that we're being lied to in Australia when it comes to nuclear power.
All right, we've had some of these Labor politicians posting memes and fake cartoon pictures of three-eyed fish near nuclear power plants. So the two-eyed fish you caught, did you eat them?
I went to the local fish shop and I had some fish for lunch. It was really quite delicious. So maybe that's the radiation, which is, making it a bit tastier. But I've survived so far, not experiencing any symptoms of radiation poisoning, anything like that. And to be honest, it was a very popular fish store there. So, I haven't seen any evidence of three-eyed fish, anything like that on the trip so far. I got to see some nuclear waste canisters. I didn't see any green sludge or anything like that, like Chris Bowen had suggested when he was posting pictures of nuclear waste as in yellow barrels on green hills. I didn't see that. I actually got a chance to see it on top of the lid of one of the nuclear waste canisters at Diablo, which was empty at the time. So no, I'm not seeing any of that. And I guess it just goes to show the contradiction between what our politicians are telling us about nuclear and the evidence around the world. In a country like the US, with close to 100 reactors, which have been operating for decades safely, it's a very different story here.
Yeah, I'm sure they're scratching their heads when you're telling them about the scare campaign back home. We'll talk to you when you're back in Australia. Will, thanks for jumping on the line.
Thanks, Ben.
Will Shackel, the teenage founder of Nuclear for Australia.